establish.
Yeah, but commissioners, I believe that for Minister Senzo, I could have said this guy has a contract of 360 million, is a Medicare company. I should have given the minister details if it was CAT.
I see. And the fact that you just referred to the funding guy and the contract with SAPS is evidence that it wasn't CAT.
May you please repeat the question, Commissioner?
The fact that you just referred to the funding guy and the contract with SAPS is evidence that you weren't referring to CAT. Is that what you're suggesting to us?
Commissioner, I get confused that, well, I send this message and I've said it so many times that if it was CAT, perhaps I could have identified him differently as opposed to this.
If it wasn't CAT, why did you bother sending this to CAT?
Is to show him that I'm working and I'm very close to the minister and I'm doing something every day. That's, you know, he knew that he has the minister's name all the time. And he did not, that's why sometimes he'll even say, I see you are sending me so many things. What is this? What are you talking about?
So this is just another unfortunate coincidence. You send to CAT a text that looks for all the world that it's referring to him, but actually it isn't.
I don't know what Commissioner is seeing to be a coincidence here.
You see, Mr. Matlala, I'm reminded of what the villain says in one of those early James Bond movies, which is once is happenstance, twice is coincidence, 3 times is enemy action. We're at about 8 times, and you want us to believe that they're all just coincidences.
But there's nothing coincidental here.
It's not a coincidence. You send a text to CAT that looks for all the world that it's referring to CAT, but it's just, unfortunately, a mistaken appearance. It doesn't refer to CAT, although it looks like it's referring to CAT.
Yeah, but Commissioner, CAT did not have 33 billion in contract. No one has. I don't know of anyone. And I knew this was 30 million. And you'd also understand, maybe you want to ask me, how does CAT feels when I say there's a guy who is going to meet, he also has a contract and is going to be available on Tuesday? Maybe if that was the question, Commissioner. Is that the question, Commissioner? Or how does he feel when he sees this?
How does CAT feel when he sees a text from you saying that he's going to be in Joburg on Tuesday and that he's expecting a meeting with the minister?
Another person.
Another person.
That's correct.
Let's look at what happened with CAT. Because straight after you send this meeting, as you send this text, if we go, staying on page 111 down to 2037, the very next text, you write to CAT, they just left the Lekgotla.
That's correct.
Yes. And he says, so what's the plan? Should I make my way there or what? He thinks he's coming to a meeting with the minister, does he not?
No. This is the time when I said General Begitele was in CAT's house. This is the one.
Sorry, this is the time?
When I said after Lekgotla, that's when General Begitele was in CAT's house.
I see.
That's correct.
So you send him a text which says that the guy of the funding is also in Joburg from Tuesday. and he's the one with the contract with SAPS. You then tell him they just left the Lekgotla, and he says, should I come over there? And actually, he's not meeting the person who was told, apparently, that he's in Joburg. He's there to meet somebody else entirely, General Pele, who's not been mentioned in any of these texts previously. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but this, Commissioners, the meeting here, this is now this is now January. This is the 26th of January on a Sunday. Then
let's take you through the sequence.
Okay.
The chat with the minister is on the Sunday the 26th of January.
That's correct.
Monday was the 27th. Tuesday was the 28th. You tell the minister that the guy of the funding is in Joburg from Tuesday, from the 28th.
That's correct.
On Thursday the 30th, you send that text to Kat.
That's correct.
And Kat says, and then immediately after, on the same day as you send that text, you say, they just left the Lekgotla. And Kat says, should I make my way there or what? What does it look like to you?
Yeah, but you see, this Commissioners, perhaps Council, you imply that this was the meeting I spoke about. It was not Tuesday. This was now on Thursday.
Yes, but what you said to the minister is the guy with the funding is here in Joburg from Tuesday. Thursday is from Tuesday.
Yeah, that's correct. But Kat is staying here in Gauteng. He's staying in Pretoria. For him to have a meeting, I wouldn't have to say he's there from Tuesday. He's staying here. I can tell you, that's why I said perhaps the question here is, how does Kat feels to show him these meetings? It is for one reason that I showed him these messages, especially this one. One talks about a woman who's doing cybersecurity. The other one talks about someone who's doing a business and whatever and whatever. Is to show Kat that he's not the only business person who will want to engage with the minister. There are so many other pro-business people who can meet with the minister. Could you show him that the minister is also that he should not believe he's the only businessman who's there? You show that no, the minister is busy. You also have this one. You also have this one, and you are showing him also in this message is that I am able to tell the minister to meet this businessman. I am able to tell him meet this businessman, meet that one. You are showing Kat to continue believing that himself he'll have this chance to meet with the minister. It's not that it's mistaken and it's coincidental that this now refers to Kat. No. Now here, let me tell you, and this is very sensitive, but it happened. When I said, should I made a plan there? I wish on this particular two things, Commission, may I approach Council on these two things? To approach Council only 5 seconds on these two things that I need to give clarity about, or else I'm going to request to make a representation, because this is something that is I don't really think I can just say it here. Maybe I should just ask 1 minute, ask them.
Chair, there may be a route through this. I had arranged with Mr. Matlala's counsel earlier that I apologize, Mr. Mogotsi. Mr. Mogotsi's counsel earlier that because we might sit a little later today, we would have a break. Well, I would ask for a break. And why don't, if we could take a 5-minute, 10-minute break now, just to give Mr. Mogotsi a bit of a break so that we can sit a little later.
Let's adjourn and come back at 10 past.
Thank you, Chair.